Alright, so I'm replacing the nut on my guitar. I had a bust out on the high E, if you can see it. It just I was playing it one day and just busted out on me. Don't ask me why that happens. It's happened a few times on a couple of different guitars, but I don't know if it's the case of an inferior product or I don't know, but it happened. So anyway, just a couple of tools that I'm using. I'm using a hammer, small little hammer, piece of wood, file, an X-Acto knife. I'm going to use this to scribe along the line where the nut is, so when I take the nut out, I don't bust away the lack of finish. And a file, if I have to file down the nut to the width of the neck. And there's the replacement nut. It's a little bit whiter than I would have liked, but I suppose I could darken it up a little bit, but I'm just going to leave it like it is. Yeah, let's get to it. It should be quick and painless. Loosen up the string tension. I'm not going to take the strings off it. Just going to loosen up the tension a little bit so I can get some playing room and allow me to get in there without having to take the tailpiece off and all the strings off. So it should be a quick repair. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to remove the nut. I want to see how much of a problem it's going to give me. Typically when you glue on a nut, you don't want to put too much glue on it to prevent what's about to happen probably. But we're going to try it. This is what this piece of wood is for. I'm going to use it as a caul, place it right up against the nut, and use my hammer to try to manhandle it out of there without causing too much damage. So let's give it a try. I'll give it a few love taps, a few little test taps to see if I can do this here. Oh, there we go. That wasn't too bad. See? Try it a little bit more. There we go. Not too bad. There you go. And there's the bust out right there. Garbage. Alright, let's fit the new one. Alright, so pretty much what I did was I made a dry fit and I tuned up my strings to pitch. And I'm just checking the spacing to make sure that I have equal spacing on either side of the high and the low strings. That way, you know, I'm not too offset with the high string and, you know, it'll keep dumping over the frets. You want to make sure everything's centered and you know, and you have equal distance, and you want to make sure that the nut is right also. You know, for the spacing of your tailpiece, this is a Gibson nut because I have a Tune-o-matic bridge, and that doesn't really matter, but I just want to make sure the spacing was correct with the strings. So I like the way that fits. I put this tape over here to, you know, once I get this centered to my liking, I'm going to make my witness marks. That way when I put a couple of dabs of glue there, I know where to put it. So let's do that. Alright, I also failed to mention too, once you take the old nut out, you want to just make sure to clean up any residue that's in this pocket here that'll cause your nut to sit unevenly. So you want to make sure you clean up that, any old glue, or if there was any splintering involved, you want to make sure you take care of that. So, alright. Okay, so minor tweaking. If you look on the existing nut that you pulled off your guitar, you'll notice that there's a little back bevel to compensate for whatever inconsistency there is in the pocket. And most of them have a little back bevel just to bring it forward just a little bit so you don't have that unsightly gap. And the trick is to do this as accurate as possible. I'm going ahead and I'm going to use my vise and the file and do it by eye. And again, the trick is you don't want to remove too much material where you're going to bring the height of your nut down. You just want to remove enough just to create that relief, that little bevel. So let's go to it. Alright, so I just could not deal with the absolute white color of that nut, so I'm doing something about it, and the old trick is to dip it and let it sit in black coffee. That's it. Let it sit in some black coffee. Obviously, the longer you let it sit, the darker it will get, therefore giving you that aged patina. What you want to do is let it dry, and actually you can see the color variation on the back right there, which is really good. What you want to do is let it dry when you're done, and spray some lacquer on it. A couple of coats will do it, and that'll protect it. And that's how you get the aged look on plastic or whatever you're going for. That's it. My new nut is installed. It looks pretty good. It looks like it's always been there. And I still have a little minor tweaking to do on it. But for the most part it's playable. But hopefully that's it with this guitar. Here we go. New nut installed. Boom.